Hello everyone, Bill Hood with Trucking MBA here, and today I want to talk a little bit about that hot button item out there. Nope, not talking about cheap freight. I'm talking about dispatching services, and want to kind of bring down some of the barriers and what people are thinking, and really kind of talk about the truth about some of the dispatch service. Now, I used to be one of those guys that would throw flames at any dispatch service that was advertising out there, and my primary reason behind that was that and I still am a very, very strong believer in that if you're getting your own authority and you're out there working for somebody that has copied the business model that we created, that the relationships are what's going to make your business prosper. So in general, again, general here, dispatching services don't allow you to build a relationship. So, but now, today's age, okay, if you want to get out there and there's so much extra money out there and that you can make so much more, that extra little bit for having your own authority and paying somebody, $250. I mean, don't pay I know the theories around percentage, but don't pay percentage, man. You just get ripped off. Get somebody that's 200, 250, 300 if they really do a lot of back end work for you. But you can make a lot more money than being leased on to somebody else who's dispatching you. So, okay, it makes a little more sense at that point now. But so I wanted to come out now and talk a little bit about some of the truth behind some of this dispatch service. Now, this, again, I said all that, this isn't about whether you think it's worth it or not, because I know there's lots of people that absolutely abhor dispatch services, right? So it's not about if you think they're worth it or not. It's because, you know what? If a business owner is paying someone to do business, and it's their business, if they feel value in it, it's their business. Who are we to care about that, right? So, but the whole debate is around the legality. It came up with one person who was in legal troubles himself, started an association, and was raising money to battle other associations, and came up around this whole dispatching service. I'm not quite sure why. I don't see what the value is, how it was hurting brokers or carriers or anybody else, but even had the FMCSA come out and say, stop sending in all these complaints about these dispatch service. If they're not actually handling and touching the money, we don't want to hear about it. We're not going to do anything about it. Now, that's not to say they don't want to hear about a dispatch service that actually does the billing and then takes their fees out and pays you. That's illegal. But they don't care about you have an independent contractor that's booking your truck and doesn't do anything besides book your truck and maybe send out some invoices, never sends money. They don't care about that, right? So, the one thing I look at as far as sometimes you get too caught up in the words with things, and there's certain things you get out there and it's like they're not protecting anybody. So the whole idea that, dispatcher services are ripping people off and they need to be protected, it's kind of like this broker bond, right? Tell me, please, info@trucking.mba, right down there below there, info@trucking.mba. Email me if you have ever filed on somebody's bond and gotten more than 20 or 30 cents on the dollar, okay? Bonds are worthless. I've talked to factoring companies that are non-recourse companies that are out there having to file on bonds every single week, and in their mind, they can only see maybe once or twice where they even got money, and usually it's 10 cents on the dollar. So this bond is protecting the poor, downtrodden trucker is a bunch of BS, right? Okay. So, but there are some things that if you are going to use a dispatching service that you need to think about. So what is important and what do they do for a carrier? So if you're a carrier and you're thinking about using a dispatch service, there's two primary questions that you need to ask. Number one is, do they have freight? And number two, will they train you? So that you're not caught in this endless cycle of having to pay somebody, that once you start to understand other aspects of your business, you can start to take that on and learn about it. Now, of course, this isn't ignoring all the facts around, they need to be able to run you at a good rate. I mean, that's kind of the given piece of it, right? That's the reason they're out there, and they're all going to tell you they do that. So now, these are the issues that are typically ignored. Do they have freight, and will they train you? Are typically ignored by all these keyboard Rambos out there that want to put someone down because they dispatch service, because they're a dispatch service, or they're using a dispatch service. It's like, really? Come on, guys, man, it's their business. So yes, you want to make sure that they're making money. Of course we do. But what really makes a difference, aside from experience, is freight and training. So do they have freight? So you ask them that question. Now they come back and they say yes. Oh, wonderful. What's your MC number? Now if they don't have an MC number, and if they're not associated and they're not working with a broker, then you call BS, or that is illegal. So if they actually have direct freight that they're working for you with, and it's not going through a broker or directly through a carrier, you call BS. And if they're working for you, you want to go through a broker because that carrier has that freight, right? So now the second question on that is, do they do training? Now if they say yes, you want to ask them where and when, because it is about being able to come in, work with trucks, take a look at the load boards, make phone calls, actually book trucks, talk to drivers, understand all the things that go on with actually running a truck. Now, what we do is, on our side, is at the Trucking MBA, is we're going to help you with the whole business aspect of things, so that you get the training from making sure you know what the number is that you need to generate every day, understand how to build relationships, and we do have some of that, those pieces that come around as far as for training. But there are dispatching services and training services out there, and if you'd like, you can send a link or emails down here in the bottom. Send a info@trucking.mba, and what I'll do is I'll connect you up with one of those services that will actually provide training for you and actually has freight. Now, I don't run trucks, I don't have trucks, don't have any need for any of this stuff, and there's no money that comes to me for any of these things. So this is all legitimate companies that I've vetted or I've known over the years that are actually legitimate dispatch services, and if you need that little extra help, they can help you out. Thank you very much for your time. Hope this was informative, and please give me your comments. Love to see what you guys all think. Thank you.